Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are continuing operations out at Mars today, and this is some fantastically sped up bits of our Crewed Mars Rover, using the thrusters on that B upper stage to avoid a collision with Mars as we get it in position to use the last remaining ignition on that HG3 vacuum engine to help put it in orbit. We did include some radiators and stuff on the stage to help preserve the liquid hydrogen fuel. So it's the first time I've really gotten to do a propulsive capture here. So I will turn you over to old me for live burn coverage. All right, it says we're very stable. Oh, come on. 4 minutes, 10 seconds. 4 minutes, 25 till our staging event. 3 minutes, 15 seconds of fuel. I would like to time this as well as possible. I think we're going to give it a little bit of leeway. I just don't want to drop that periapsis down too low. So, all right, very stable. 3, 2, 1. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. All right, just a few more seconds. Very unstable. Shit. All right, ullage, stable, ignition. Oh, thank God. We are going. All right, and we can get rid of you. We need to move the rest of the fuel from those thrusters back into this stage so we have something to work with there. And we are dropping our periapsis too quickly. Thank God we have this gimbal. I like to keep it right around 70-ish kilometer. So we're just going to run with that. 3 minutes, 10 seconds until separation event. Hear me, baby, hold together. And we'll just speed a bunch of this up in post. This is actually the first time we've fired up an HG3 engine outside the Earth-Moon system. So I guess the engineers back home were a little curious as to whether or not it would work, and whether those radiators would do their job for the 150, 160 some odd days it took this thing in transit. But thankfully, not to me exploiting a bug by ignoring the spacecraft at all. The boil-off was minimal. We were still able to get around 4 kilometers per second, which is enough for a capture, but not quite enough for the orbit that we actually want. But here's old me to tell you about it. Thunk, there's Atmo, 21 seconds of burn on our HG3 remaining. 40 seconds until HA10 activation. There's capture. There's flame out. Should probably unlock this tank. See if we... Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, I bet you, since they're... No? RCS is not activating. Alright, well, we've got just a couple of seconds here left until separation. Here we go. Engine light is good-ish. Says it's flowing. We're not getting a flame effect from it, though. That is very interesting. Also not getting anything out of the thrusters. It is very, very interesting. Says we don't have a whole lot of Delta V left in this stage. It's not a problem. We're just going to burn it off, get rid of it. No big deal. And then we can start getting prepped for our landing approach, provided, of course, we can stay on target. We just need to burn to retro. We're at 84 kilometers. It's still descending. It's still off balance as all get out. There's flame out. I should have programmed the rest of it. What was that exploding? Very interesting. Is there a decoupler down here I can get rid of? Nope, that's the tank. Jettison shroud tends to not work sometimes. There is a decoupler in here. It's probably recessed into the tank, because I'm dumb sometimes. Alright. Well, let's just try to keep the back end pointed to retro. Yeah, you just hold the retrograde. I don't think that's going to do us any good. We don't have any actual authority. But 65 kilometers actual, 71.8 kilometers radar, and holding to the node. I don't think we're going to need this heat shield. Yeah, we're already on our way back up. We are decreasing our apoapsis, currently at 25 million. Okay, well, it is well inside the track of the Artemis and absolutely inside the track of our lander. Looking good. What is that the track of, I wonder? Oh, is that the Mars 4-2 probe? I guess so. All this junk around here. Just providing comms, hanging out. You know, the usual. So it does not look like we're going to have any effective heating, and that's good. I wish I could toggle that manually. I'm going to go in here and try to figure that out right quick. Alright, that decoupler is down here, so we'll just go ahead and hit decouple. Let that thing deorbit itself. And of course, we'll take many, many minutes. We can probably fire off 2 of these fairings, but I want to know on which side we have our solar panels, if any. This might be a better. We've got 2 on the rover, as well as some RTGs and some antennas. Thought I put some on the landing stage, but I could be very wrong on that regard. No big deal. We will just fire off 2 of our fairings for now. Jettison. And we will see how well this works out for us. We're still in the atmosphere, so we can only physics warp. That's fantastic. Alright, there's stage SEP. Exposing our quite useless heat shield. How's our electric charge looking? We are charging. That's even better news, because we are not in direct light, have no panels exposed. We're just running on our RTGs that are attached to the rover. Perfect, 30 seconds from some fairing SEP. Excellent. Alright, quick save, because the next step is going to take a lot of planning and a lot of luck. And I guess we can make an aero braking pass at this altitude without too much fear. We're just going to need our thrusters to help guide us in, so we'll leave the rest of this intact. How long? 15 hours. So we're actually going to have to make a braking pass with Artemis first. Yeah, Artemis is only 4 hours from its periapsis, so we're going to go ahead and take care of this, wrong button, braking pass first. So we'll just go ahead and time warp them on in. They will be facing to prograde to present this large flat surface to what rarefied atmosphere we are going to come across. We're going to come in at about 70 kilometers and hopefully get some very nice braking, lower that 172 million meter apoapsis down to something a little more reasonable this pass, perhaps. I mean, we can only hope, right? I'd like to get them to the station as soon as possible, but they do have just gobs and gobs and gobs of life support, so they are really not very concerned about their situation. We should probably activate our RCS. Come on, fellas. Wake up. There you go. And we're going to risk those 2 panels. I don't think they'll tear off at this altitude, but it's been a long time since I've done aero braking here at Mars. Yeah, we are already starting to shed some of that apoapsis, so this should be hopefully quite leisurely. You'll be happy to know that it was in fact quite leisurely. The clouds disappeared, the crew experienced less than a marginal G-force, and they were able to brake quite successfully, panels open and all. Already on our way back up. No adverse effects. We got it down to 120 million. How much of that can we affect with some thruster assist? Yeah, it does help. Although I'm not convinced it's worth spending the fuel. I did move a bunch of fuel from the Artemis herself into one of these forward containers, that one there, to offset weight balance for this braking pass. Our delta V is not that low, don't worry. The climbing leg of this took significantly longer, I guess, than the descending portion, as is normal when you're breaking into an atmosphere. But again, the crew just kind of sat back, played Parcheesi or something, and watched the periapsis tick down. They're going to have to make several more of these, unfortunately. All right, and with that pass being complete, we'll take a quick save and then return out to our Mars rover. Let's see how much deorbiting we can do with this thing. Well, I know exactly how exciting repeated Aero braking maneuvers can be, so I've sped a bunch of this up, a whole lot, so we can just cover several of these passes all at once. We made I think it was one solid pass on the heat shield, decided we didn't need it, ditched it all out, and then made many more passes without the heat shield, even without the thrusters. We just kind of left it in this orientation, and it performed extraordinarily well, just shaving a couple million each pass every time. We eventually made a small correction on the thrusters themselves to lower our periapsis to get a little bit more braking per orbit, but I will spare you the nitty-gritty details of all of that. Yeah. So that took a good long while, but eventually we were able to get our periapsis or apoapsis down to about 500 kilometers or so. We made a corrective burn to raise our periapsis at that altitude, and then another corrective burn to lower our apoapsis to something almost circular, and then we could start plotting for our landing approach. Now, I was trying to get someplace close to the Olympus Mons biome, because it is also right next to the lowlands. Currently, our only footprints on Mars are in the Midlands biome, so we're trying to avoid that to maximize our science profit for this mission. So I've set up a couple of nodes, one for deorbit and then one for brake and landing. So we'll get all of our fuel thingies unlocked here and get ourselves pushed around to our initial deorbit burn, which we'll just warp on over to right now. And we're just going to use Mech Jeb's landing guidance to give us an idea of what biome we're looking at. We'll slide that initial landing node back a little bit, as well as our deorbit node, just to make sure that we're not encountering too much atmosphere too soon. That would be horrible, but we want to kind of divide this right between Olympus Mons and lowlands. If we can get two biomes with this rover, we stand to profit a lot, and that's a lot of information we can hopefully bring home to the space station, Harmonia Station in orbit of Mars. But we're about to approach our landing burn, so I will turn you over to Old Me. Alright, so the node is in 13 minutes, right? Yeah, looks good. Actually, let's put it over where we want to stop, so we can just try to burn entirely ahead of that. That puts the node in 14 minutes. So we'll just say half of 3 minutes 40 is going to be our total post runtime. So 13. We'll just say 19 minute. Enter. In 19 minutes, I would like you to toggle group 6 to activate the landing bags and decouple that stage. So we'll just say in 35, not micro minutes, just minutes, 35 minutes, you can activate this comm. It's good. All chutes are armed. Bags will deploy. We just have to still be airborne. So what's our time? 12 minutes, 49 seconds. Alright, so we'll just say in 13 mic. Dang it. I'd like to run group 5. Toggle. And again in 16 minutes. Toggle. And, you know, hopefully that'll be enough to get us on the ground. So, alright, we'll start the bird about 3, well, we'll just say 4 minutes ahead. 6, 5, there's thunk of Atmo. Haha, waiting is gonna kill me. This whole time we are just speeding up. Alright, 424, ullage. Ignition. Hear me, baby, hold together. Oh. While I think about it, we need to roll this craft on its belly. You know what, why don't you just hold retrograde if you're going to be a little pain about it. So this way our parachutes will actually angle when they deploy. They'll go up, they'll angle the engines down. Hopefully. And hopefully we'll have enough fuel to well, the parachutes will reorient us once this snaps off. So we should come down airbags towards the dirt. Here's hoping anyway. So we are full bore. We're coming in, like it or not. Oh, we're getting radio ins. Okay, let's call this. Biological sample we can reset. Mars' upper atmosphere, we already have that reset. Pressure scan for Mars lowlands. Apparently we already have that also. We got a lot of this stuff upper atmosphere anyway from our aero capture passes, or aero braking passes I should say. Alright, 50 kilometers altitude, 1600 meters per second current speed, 1130 meters per second left in the tank. So hopefully aerodynamic forces will start doing us some kind of good. Maybe. Decoupling happening in 4 minutes. God, I hope we're still airborne by then. Now, the chutes are not designed to land this thing entirely. Alright, 39 kilometers total altitude. 920 meters per second left in the tank. Current speed 1.4 kilometers per second. Oh, hear me, baby, please slow down. .32 kilometers altitude. All chutes are yellow. At least we're not in caution red territory. Alright, 28 kilometers altitude, 1200 meters per second. Come on, baby, slow down. Come on. 1 minute, 3 seconds left of runtime, 22 kilometers altitude. Chute still yellow. Surface speed, 1 kilometer per second. 18 kilometers altitude. When do these chutes deploy? Uh-oh. Looks like we're zeroed in on a lowlands landing. We've got one set of chutes in the blue. Cleared to deploy. All of the chutes still yellow. Current altitude 11 kilometers, 700 meters per second. We're going to have to kill these engines soon. Save some of this for our last ditch burn. We will not decouple for another 2 minutes and 48 seconds. 600 meters per second. 5 kilometers. First set of chutes out. They are holding. Alright, there's another set. Deploy, 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 deploy. 1.5 kilometers altitude. Run these engines out. They are clear. 14 meters per second. How long until our bags deploy? 2 minutes. Oh, we're 300 meters off the ground. Come on. Oh, I timed this so badly. Dang it. Oh, looks like we've got a nice landing spot here in the lowlands. Why didn't I toggle this? Oh, so dumb. Still 2 minutes before they go off. 130 meters altitude. Hopefully we'll just come down nice and easy on the engine bell. Clunk! Oh! Well, we broke our harpoon. Wheels appear to be intact. Drive stage is still intact. All chutes are cut. All right. Well, we broke our hill climbing harpoon. Other than that, the rover is down. Yes. Oh. And we're just gonna fast forward. Oh, why does it think we're moving? We are totally not moving. Yeah. Landing bags are deployed. Tunk. And there goes our landing stage. And here's our rover. And all of its inflated goodness. God, why did I waste so much mass on those stupid landing bags? They never ever work. Alright. We have no signal. It says not applicable up there. Not even no connection. So that is very interesting. No action groups available. Seriously? No action groups available, huh? Why is this not treating it like a... Oh, am I on the harpoon? I am on the harpoon, and we have contact. Even better. So let's get our wheels out. They have the brakes after all. And get these bags. Deflate. Deflate. We need to reset flight computer. Yeah. Deflate. Deflate. Oh, we're back here, actually. Extend. Extend. I think I got those already. I am not 100%. Not like it matters. And now no connection again. That's even better. Wonder how many of those we got the command on through before decided not to be a thing. And now we have connection again. Even better, because I don't know which ones we've decided to inflate or deflate, or why we keep bouncing like this. Or why our flight computer has stopped counting down. That is super interesting. Alright, well, that seems like a good place to leave this episode. The rover is down. Our Mars landing crew has a target to shoot for. Brakes are on. Servo controls are off. Quick save is taken. We'll do the sciencey things, I guess, a little bit later. No rush. Game decided it does not want to cooperate with me, and that's fine. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So, until then, see you later.